LOTD50. How are you today? So I'm changing direction here. I'm not going to do any of those smart sounding, jazzy, chromatic licks for this lesson. I might get back to that, and I probably will. But for this lick of the day, I'm talking about blues harp. Now, you can steal a lot from the blues harp players, and they have some good licks, and they're not really like guitar sounding licks. They approach it different than we do. But so they use a lot of trills. And so what I'm going to do here, we're in our G blues. So the first lick that I do is this one. I'm just playing right off the third. There's the third, right? So I'm going like this. That's what they do. They do like that trill thing with the blues harp, right? And I connect it by just going like this. So this is the third, and the fifth. It's like going like this. But it's not, that wouldn't be a trill really. And then when we get to the C chord, sometimes I'll do the same thing with the third and the fifth of that C chord. Now you can do these with your third finger or your pinky. I seem to get better traction with my pinky. I don't know why. I think it because the angle of my hand is just better when I use that pinky. And then I throw in the secret lick, but it's not really a secret. I throw in a little Walter lick, the one that he does in the beginning of Blues with the Feeling, and that's like a cool sounding trill. It goes like this. Now, that part of it is like standard blues. But he does a trill between, remember we're in G, a trill between the seventh, the flat seven, and the ninth. So it's kind of like a ninth sound. Right? And then at one other point, when we get to that 5 chord, there's the third of the 5 chord. And then when it goes to the 4 chord, instead of playing the third and the fifth like you'd expect, I go like this. And then I move it up. What does this give us for the C chord? That's the fifth, and that's the flat 7. So it goes from the third and the fifth of the 5 chord to the fifth and the flat 7 of the 4 chord. But I do it like this, just to be a little tricky. I pull up on the... And it just, because I got the tremolo bar, you could play it any way you wanted to, but I'm just trying to be a little fancy or something. All right, so these are great things to have fun with, and it sort of gives like you a little extra thing when you play the blues, and people sort of recognize it as some kind of blues traditional thing. If they don't really know what the blues harp is, they might not know it's the blues harp, but it sort of is a recognizable sound, so it's a good one to put in there, I think. All right, so mess around with it, and I hope it works for you. Good.